Call to order the meeting of July 9th for the Newport Planning and Zoning Commission. Can we have a roll call, please?
Willis Gregory.
Here.
Neil Connor.
Yes.
Joe Clare.
Here.
Bill Crushans. Ron Raw.
Here.
Steve Burling. And Tom Fromey.
All right, thank you. First order of business is approval of the minutes from our regular meeting of May 28th, 2024. Has everybody received a copy of those and had a chance to look those over? Any corrections or changes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minute. I'll second.
We have a first and a second to approve the minutes of May 28th. Can we have a roll?
Willis Gregory.
Yes.
Neil Connor.
Yes.
Joe Clare.
Yes.
Ron Raw.
Yes. Thank you. Before we start the public hearing, let me announce that anybody present here this evening has the opportunity to speak and give witness. That includes city staff, city attorney, and any member of the audience, whether for or in opposition of this. If you do wish to speak, please step forward to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Thank you. Brian, you want to give us a little update or bring us up to date on this?
Sure. So this
Let
is.
me first, I should announce that this is PZ 2405. My apologies.
Oh, you're fine. I was going to do it for you, but.
Thank you.
So no, this is related to an application of PZ-24-05. Property is located in the 300 block of Washington Avenue there at the corner of Washington and Southgate Alley, where there's a vacant lot. That property is located in the R4 CCO zone, which is a city center overlay zone. This commission has seen other applications utilizing the CCO zone in years past. It can be quite confusing. I tried to give as much information out in the staff report and supplement to that. There is a document from 1998 that is the city center study, which is referenced in the city's zoning code. And it sets forth a plan and a process in which applicants can seek approval for projects that do not meet the underlying zoning. So in this case would be R4, which would essentially make that this property difficult to develop, which this is exactly the case in which the city center study and overlay zone would apply for. There is some language in the study that references the Architects Alliance, which is no longer in existence. As a matter of equivalency, we did send the project to the Historic Preservation Commission, which the property is located in the East Row Historic District. The project received unanimous approval by the HP Commission with no alterations to that or recommendations for alterations to that. So the project as presented is 4 units of housing. There are 3 townhome style attached single-family structures facing Washington and a standalone single-family structure similar in scale and scope facing Southgate Street. The project is compliant with all other matters of zoning. However, referencing Table 5 of the zoning code, R4 CCO zone requires a development plan approval. Now, in most cases, development plan approval is a ministerial act done by staff or can be done by staff. In this case, Dan Braun and I spoke about the city center study. There is old language in it that references that the Planning and Zoning Commission must have a hearing regarding these projects that are utilizing the CCO zone. So this is really, frankly, a matter of precaution to bring this project in front of the commission, since it does have that strong language about must. I have found through review of Mr. Alledge's submittals that it is conforming to the city center study plan and has checked off all those boxes. It does allow for higher residential density and relaxed setbacks as well, which is the purview of the commission tonight. My recommendation to the commission is to approve the project as presented. And as the extent of what I have on this tonight, if the commission anybody has any questions for me before you bring the applicant up, I'd be happy to answer them.
I do not. Does any member of the board have any questions for Brian first?
If you recall, there was a multi-unit on East 4th Street in the 200 block, right around the corner from this years ago that came in front of the commission. It was a new build on an infill lot between Saratoga and Washington that utilized the same process.
Okay, thank you. If no questions from the board, if there's somebody with the applicant here.
Good evening. I'm Tom Fisher. I'm the attorney for the applicant. My address is 410 East 4th Street, Newport, Kentucky. We agree with everything Mr. Steffens said and request your approval of the project. Matt Olliges, who is one of the principals in the company, is here if you have any specific questions about the project that we can answer, but we request that you approve it based on staff review. Thank you.
Okay. Matt, was there anything that you wish to add or give any particulars on the development itself, or what's your, I guess, I'm curious, what's your timeline on this as far as starting construction, finishing?
The hope and plan would be somewhere in the 9 to 12 month range. It's a little challenging with just a 4-unit development, but when I've done these in the past, when I'm doing 100 plus, I can, crank them out in 6 months, but 4 units, it's harder to get subs there, so realistic expectation is 9 to 12 months.
Okay. Actually, one question I have as far as the lot goes, there's a, 4 or 5 foot high wall, like on the corner of that lot that it's raised up, and there's, ground surface there. Is that part of your property?
That's there now, yes, so the
Okay.
property is essentially a rectangle, so that
Okay,
wall that's there with the raised bit will come out, and
okay,
the wall that's to the east of it, we'll just extend it all the way to the
Okay.
to the church that's on the west end of the property.
okay.
That-
Yeah, I was curious about that wall, if that was part of your property, if that was gonna be removed, so,
Yep.
okay. That's really all I had. Was there any other questions or comments from the board, or?
This is a pretty straightforward project. This is a completely underutilized lot. As long as I've been around, which is, with the city's been 27 years, I don't recall structures being on those lots. This is a tough build on top of it. And anytime you infill near other homes and properties, that gets tough. So this is, in my opinion, a good use and highest and best use of the property that does fit in with the neighborhood. I don't believe this is going to be detrimental to the adjacent properties. It's fitting with the scale and massing, and we did a lot of preliminary talks with Mr. Olliges and the plan, as the plans developed. I believe you're actually looking at potentially living in one of these units yourself, correct?
That's the plan.
So beyond just the project owner, you likely will also reside in the project as well, so.
Yeah, I'd say the project seems to align with the most recent comprehensive plan as far as urban infill and increasing density and underutilized lots, so I think it's the plan in that regard. Do you mind just real quickly giving a brief overview of your experience on these type of infill lots, just for
Yeah,
folks
so
to have
I,
an idea of
sorry,
the comfort level?
Matt Olliges, Vision Realty Group, 2203 Fowler, Cincinnati is our business address. As Brian was talking about the CCO, I believe we used this 10 years ago when I developed Monmouth Row. I was town properties guy for a long time, and we own and maintain Monmouth Row, so I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm wrong, but I've developed in the neighborhood before. We've got 100 units there. 101 actually. We just finished in the past 2 years a similar 4-unit townhome over the Rhine. Prior to that, we did one, again, an infill 4-unit townhome in Walnut Hills.
Were those for the infill townhomes, were those for sale?
For sale, yep. And had, great luck with those. I've developed hundreds of these townhomes again, usually more on the large scale in Mason, when I've done, a lot of these, but, I've done infill development for years. And in addition, we just developed Beverly Hills Supper Club. We're building apartments there. We've got a lot of construction experience, so yeah, we're excited to be here. So
Thanks, Joe. Any other questions or comments? All right, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to recommend the project as presented. The project conforms with the plan contained in the Center City study, and additionally, it allows for the higher density residential uses in this quadrant of the zone. Let me make sure I have this. Do we need the full language as far as, I don't know that I don't have the exact language in front of me, but
Or
the compliant with, or,
the comprehensive plan?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah, give me just a second
Dan, do you
here.
want to pull that up?
Normally,
Probably recite it by heart, but be safe.
Yeah.
yeah, I left the reasoning on the printer, I think.
y'all are looking at me and all the pressure is.
Actually, I may have-
Normally, I put that on the staff reports too, and actually, I don't know that it is required to have that language because this is actually a ministerial act. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's still an open hearing where determination's been made on the approval.
Yeah. Let me find it here real quick.
We need the actual statute numbers called out as part of the finding of fact.
No, we typically don't recite the statute number. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. I mean, do we need if we can say that a motion to approve based on the staff, or based on the project as presented, and that we believe the project is conforming with the plan contained in the city center study and the comprehensive plan, City of Newport?
Shall not be injurious or harmful to the neighborhood or essential character of the neighborhood. Oh, I think, jeez, where is the findings at? Okay. Not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity, will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public, and will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulations. And then, in this case, the findings should also state that it is in conformance with the city's comprehensive plan and city center study, and that it is, I think that's it. Yeah.
Am I
I think
able to
that'll work.
attach that language to
Attach
my
that
motion?
language, that language to your motion, and I think we're good.
What he said.
Yeah, I think you're making what I just said as part of your motion as part of the
Yes.
record?
Yeah.
Okay, and then, so
Conforming to the comprehensive plan and the city center study as well.
I think it'll suffice.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a first and a second to approve the development plan presented before us here this evening with all the aforementioned language. Can we have a roll call, please?
Ron, just a matter of record as well, just there is no one else in attendance tonight that would have presented evidence or asked questions regarding the case, just for the record. Willis Gregory,
Yes.
Neil Connor.
Yes.
Joe Claire,
Yes.
Ron Rawl.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. Good luck.
Appreciate it. We're it.
Thank you.
I'll get you a letter tomorrow. Yep. Yep. Thanks, guys.
Is there any other business that we have tonight, Brian, that you needed to?
Did you find it? No. So, no, there is some changes to the statutes that have been made as part of the last legislative session, partly of which is related to the development plan approval, which will likely have to bring some changes in front of the Planning Commission. For whatever reason, the state has taken up the task of making those defined by statute as ministerial acts and that have to be listed out as a set criteria. So Planning Commission will likely not see very many development plan approvals moving forward, since it is now very much defined in the statute. I know we've brought a lot of those in front of the commission before. A lot of them have been done administratively as well. So there's some cleanup to that. We are working on the updates to the zoning code. Right now, it's not really an update phase. We're really just doing diagnostic still. It was put on the sidelines for the historic preservation issues that you all were involved with as well. I do have some zoning map amendments that'll come most likely in August as well. So I'll be sending out some, or Tiffany will probably be sending out some notices, just a heads up, or see if everybody's available in August. So other than that,
So with development plans, you're saying that it's going to get more or less pretty detailed and specific because of updating state regulations, et cetera, and it's pretty much going to be, the staff can sign off on them because they are what they are, and
it's set, and really, we already have that. I mean, if you look at section 919 of the code, it pretty much says what all has to be listed as part of your plan approval. And really, if you think about it, most of the development plans that have come in front of the commission, what is the commission really looking at? You know, you're not really necessarily looking at grading and drainage and things like that. It's an overall scope of the project, and to make sure that it isn't something that doesn't fit the neighborhood. Well, setbacks and height requirements, all those things already do that in a sense. So there's going to be some additional language that'll need to be added to, in my opinion, to tighten those things up. But it is interesting. I'm not sure what created the necessity at the state to take that up, but yeah, there was a few things that were kind of out of left field this go around. So, but you all will see those text changes when they do come through. So, hoping to have some really tangible results of the work here by the end of the year on the zoning code. There's a lot of things that need to be updated. There's a lot of old language and a lot of conflicts that don't come up all the time until it does, and then we're kind of stuck dealing with them, just like this one tonight. So, but yeah,
Okay.
all right.
All right, very good. If there's no other business, do we have a motion for adjournment?
Second.
We have a first and second for adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Appreciate the special call.